if you had to boil down your success in your career, because it's quite impressive, to like three things, what would be like the three keys that you would say that those are the three things that, I'm sure there's way more, but just to simplify it, that you would say that these definitely played huge role in me getting that like rapid improvement?
Number one is paramount. It's mindset. And the mindset is essentially what I gave a speech on at District HR Madison last week. My title was From Trauma to Triumph. And so your mindset has to be set in a certain way. Well, let me give you the three first, and then I'll elaborate on each one. Mindset, I would say, is number one. Number two, you have to have clarity. And number three, you have to have community. Okay, so now I'll talk about each of them: mindset, clarity, and community. Mindset is essentially you have to put yourself in a position where you're not going to give up no matter what. And the way that you do that is you find what you call your worth it factor. Like, why is this worth it for me? What am I doing this for? See, if that supervisor would have understood, if she would have asked one question, what are you doing this for? Like, why? And she would have listened and said, because I grew up in a household where, you got your electricity cut off at times. You got your heat cut off in the wintertime at times. You experience certain things, and I don't want to live like that ever. And so if she would have asked those type of questions, she would have understood the level of my determination on why. But see, we never went down that road. So it was a mindset thing, right? So your mindset has to be in the right way. The second thing that I would say is, it is the community. And this is where you talked about having support. You have to surround yourself with people that are 3 to 5 steps ahead of you and people that are 3 to 5 steps behind you. And this is something that I practice in my business today. I've got coaches, I'm a part of membership groups in 3 different areas of my business. And that is because I understand that the people that are 3 to 5 steps ahead of me in certain areas, they can give me insight within that membership group. The people that are 3 to 5 steps behind me, the reason that they are important is because I can give them insight in certain areas. And when I do that, they provide me with something that's very powerful. It's called fulfillment. And that's them coming back and saying, thank you for that. Oh, I did this and it worked. That builds your confidence towards what you're doing. So you can't just have people that are ahead of you coaching you and not give back. When you take your gifts and you give back, you get fulfillment. It builds your confidence so that you can move forward with the things that the people that are 3 to 5 steps ahead giving you. This is why community and congregation is so supportive. Like my church, the individuals that are there, they're so supportive. They help me in different ways. And it's not just, understanding the word of God, but it's also, what am I doing in my business? There was a Bible study class last week that we attended, my wife and I, and one of the elder deacons was sitting at the table with us, and afterwards he came up to me and he said, you understand that message was for you. He said, I'm telling you, move your business forward, push your business like crazy. You have to do this. And I had no idea that this guy even knew anything about my business. So that community is important, right? And then the third thing is you have to have that clarity. Because if you're not clear on where you're going or what you're doing, then it becomes easy to remove you from the steps that you need to take to accomplish what you're looking to accomplish. There's I went through a training session once, and they said that when people feel anxiety, stressed out over a situation or something, even if it's, they got to pay a bill and they don't have the money for it, it's 99% of the time it's because they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan, and that's why they're stressed out and they have anxiety. As soon as you develop a plan, all of the stress and anxiety is not going to go away, but most of it will, because now in your mind, you have something to execute at. And then once you start taking steps in that area, it starts to build your confidence slowly. So let's say I don't have the money to pay this bill and I'm stressed out, I'm upset over it, I don't know what to do. I can wallow in that and panic, or I can take a piece of paper out and say, okay, what are my solutions? What can I do? Can I sell something really quick? Can I pawn something really quick? Who can I borrow from really quick? Can I take a day job doing something really quick? And I write those things down, right? Now, let's say I got 1 or 2 things in each area. Now I've got a plan. And guess what? That stress, that anxiety, it'll start to subside once you put that stuff on paper. The next step is just start to execute it. And if the pain is great enough, that's what causes us to move. That's what causes us to execute in that situation.